So one day, I was minding my own business, bored on the Roblox homepage, when I decided to type in Pokemon into the search bar, just to see what would come up. Now, amidst the sea of Pokemon Brick Bronze knockoffs, a game caught my attention, Doodle World. And ever since then, I've been completely hooked to the game. For context, I'm a pretty casual Pokemon fan, and I nearly beat Brick Bronze back in the day. I got to the 6th gym, I think. And I was really sad when it got canned. Unfortunately, I never really got into Lumion Legacy, partly because of a lack of updates and also because of the ugly Arthro avatars in the game. Unfortunately, I never got into Lumion Legacy, partly because of a lack of updates and also because the ugly Arthro avatars in the game unfortunately decided to have. Anyways, yeah. I didn't expect much from a game called Doodle World, but I was pleasantly surprised and I really loved it. But I'm not here to review the game. You saw the title, so now it's time to jump into the lore. Join me as we take a look into the lore of Doodle World and dive into what will happen next for the story. But before we do that, be sure to like and subscribe as it really helps me out. And with that, let's begin. So I want to start by summarizing the lore of the game so far, then we can get into theories as we go further on. 500 years ago, doodles were discovered / created, and soon after this, a giant war happened called the Doodle War. As of right now, we don't know much about what happened, as all of that remains of this time are the ancient doodles and the ancient artifacts. However, we do know that it ended when Doodle Co. was founded. Think of Doodle Co. like the Pokemon company of this game. They control all the research about doodles, oversee education and doodle training, and a variety of other things, namely the whole professor thing. They also appear to run the island's government. Doodle Co. requires that every town have a doodle hospital and a help center as a mandatory thing, which many NPCs question the ethics of during the events of the game. Anyways, Doodle Co. brings an event for the people of the island called the Key Hunt, or this game's version of gym battles. You have to locate each of the key guardians to get all the keys and get something. The game isn't entirely clear of what that end goal is. That's the player's motivation, and along the way, funny events ensue. The player meets many characters that join or leave the party during the game, such as Quincy, TJ, Portia, Erica, etc. Currently, the game ends in its 3rd region, but for the most part, we do appear to have met most of our main characters and antagonists. Speaking of antagonists, I'll list them here, just so that we can refer back to them later. There's Inari, a shogun samurai lady who literally bumps into you many times, often stealing things. There's Mr. Riffraff, the quirky, unhinged G-man of this game, who is being cursed with prophetic dreams by a mysterious doodle and also has one of the best boss themes ever. He also breaks the 4th wall multiple times and is revealed to have been a former Doodle Co. executive who aims to bring the company to its knees. And finally, there's the Savior, or Xavier, a dimension hopper whose world is in ruin and he wants the doodle keys for himself to make it right. It's not explicitly explained, but each of the keys actually possess some sort of power, although it's not really explained, and the only tangible way it's shown is by increasing your doodle's max level. As you can see, this game is filled to the brim with overarching plot and character interactions. The lore is pretty good, and it really hits its stride really early on. Granted, a lot of characters show up seemingly at random in the early game, but it's all worth it once you pass the first key battle. But that's enough of the lore, let's get right into the theories. First, let's start with Riffraff and Doodle Co. Despite his interesting methods, I think Mr. Riffraff is good, and that Doodle Co. themselves will be revealed as villains. We know that most of the game's conflicts and problems are caused by their meddling in affairs that don't concern them, such as the destruction of Melzuri's hunting grounds and by the whole Key Guardian thing in the first place. It's implied by people like Von Sweets that they never wanted the responsibility of the keys, but Doodle Co. thrust it upon them and their families. Before I end this video off, I do want to quickly talk about Inari and her group as well, because as of now, that's the most mysterious parts of the game, especially since depending on whether or not you do the side quest at Graphite Lodge, she either still possesses Craig's crystal prison, or TJ has it back, which could lead to the plot changing in some way depending on what you did. I don't really know for sure now, especially since Inari and her clan are so elusive and we haven't even met their members yet, but I'm sure that they're going to do something to impact the finale of this game. But anyways, that's all I've got for now on Doodle World. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.